Hi, it's Christina with the Sisyphean Journal, and today I'm going to talk about what abortion rights advocates call trap laws, targeted regulation of abortion providers. And of course, they came up with the TRAP acronym on purpose to make it seem like they're trying to trap women in unwanted pregnancies or trap doctors who are just trying to practice medicine in a wholesome and safe way. And no, trap laws are primarily just intended to have outpatient abortion centers follow the same safety procedures as other outpatient surgery facilities, which strikes me as perfectly reasonable. But for abortion advocates, I've said this before, it's not about the woman's well-being, it's about the abortion happening. And, keep costs low so that you can undercut your competitors. And today we're looking at a death that happened because there was no trap law in place. Okay? So on this date in 2014, a 22-year-old woman named Lakisha Wilson died because the abortion clinic was not laid out to allow easy access by an ambulance gurney. So Operation Rescue obtained the autopsy report, and I do provide a link to it in the companion post on the Real Choice blog. Okay, so Lakisha went to preterm clinic in Cleveland, Ohio on March 21st, 2014. Now, preterm is a clinic that abortion advocates have just, preterm, it's wonderful. Welcome to Ohio, you can go to preterm. Lakisha was 19.4 weeks pregnant. Further investigation by Operation Rescue reveals further details on the pathetic excuse for the treatment Lakisha received at the clinic, as well as how substandard care contributed to her death. After the supposedly safe legal abortion performed by Dr. Lisa Pereira, Lakisha began bleeding heavily because her uterus had gone soft. This is called uterine atony. It's when the uterus does not clamp down after an abortion or birth to stop bleeding. Now, the procedure rooms at preterm are on the third floor of the building. When emergency medical services arrived, the elevator was malfunctioning. So they were delayed in getting to Lakisha in the first place due to this problem. When they entered the room where Lakisha was still on the abortion table with her legs in the stirrups, they found the abortionist trying to resuscitate her with a pediatric-sized ambu bag. That's you've seen on the medical shows where they hold the mask over the patient's face and they squeeze the bag to get air in and out of the lungs. They were using a pediatric size. So apparently it would have been a trap law, targeted regulation of abortion providers to require that if they're treating adult patients, they have an adult-size ambu bag. Totally unreasonable to expect that. Somehow the IV for administering medications had been torn loose by clinic staff. Now, EMS began to work to revive her. She had no pulse. They were bagging her, but there's no evidence that they were providing chest compressions. Now, the medics were able to get Lakisha's heart beating, but they were hampered in further efforts because the elevator was too small to properly accommodate the gurney. Lakisha had to be taken into the elevator in a seated position, which did not provide proper access to her airway, so they could not get enough oxygen into her lungs, enough oxygen going to her brain, because this elevator that a trap law would not have permitted didn't enable them to provide the necessary emergency care. Several hours later, when she was finally taken to Chase University Medical Center, she was placed on life support and she was pronounced dead March 28th. Now, if you follow the link below, I also include a video that Operation Rescue got. It's the 911 call of an ambulance call 2 years before Lakisha's death. This patient, like Lakisha, was hemorrhaging due to uterine atony. And in this case, the elevator wasn't working at all. They had to take the patient down the stairs. Now, fortunately, this patient survived. But whenever you hear abortion rights activists talking about how bad these trap laws are and that you shouldn't regulate abortion clinics because you can totally, they're so trustworthy. No abortion practitioner would do anything but provide the safest possible reproductive health care. Think about Lakisha, dead because of an elevator.